Women have a stronger immune response. The human immune system is a complex defense network that protects the body against harmful microorganisms like viruses, bacteria, and parasites. Scientific studies show that women generally possess a stronger immune response compared to men, and this is mainly due to hormonal and genetic differences. Estrogen, the primary female sex hormone, enhances the activity of immune cells such as T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, and macrophages. This makes women more efficient at detecting and eliminating invading pathogens, as well as producing lasting immunity through antibody formation. From an evolutionary perspective, a strong immune system in women provided better protection during pregnancy, when both the mother and developing fetus needed to be shielded from infections. However, this heightened immunity comes with a drawback. Women are more likely to develop autoimmune disorders such as lupus, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis, in which the immune system attacks healthy tissues. Genetics also plays a role. Women have two X chromosomes, each carrying many immune-related genes. Even though one X chromosome is mostly inactive in each cell, certain genes escape inactivation, giving women a genetic double advantage that men with only one X chromosome do not have. This biological edge often results in faster recovery from illnesses and better vaccine responses in women. However, it can also mean stronger inflammatory reactions, such as higher fevers or fatigue during infection. These differences are so significant that researchers are now studying sex-specific approaches in vaccine development and treatment design, aiming for personalized health care that acknowledges the immune variations. Better sense of smell during fertile days. The sense of smell, or olfaction, is controlled by specialized sensory neurons in the nasal cavity, which detect chemical molecules in the air. In women, the sensitivity of this system is not constant. It changes with hormonal fluctuations throughout the menstrual cycle. Around ovulation, when fertility is at its peak, estrogen and luteinizing hormone levels rise, enhancing the brain's olfactory processing centers. This results in a sharper, more sensitive sense of smell. From an evolutionary viewpoint, this ability could have aided mate selection. Scientific research suggests that during fertile days, women become more responsive to certain pheromones' chemical signals that may indicate genetic compatibility and strong immune systems in potential partners. This could subconsciously guide attraction and reproductive choices. The heightened sense of smell during this phase is not limited to human scents. Women may also notice an increased sensitivity to food aromas, flowers, or other natural odors. This could have helped ancestral women find fresh food or detect dangers like spoiled food or environmental hazards. Neurologically, estrogen stimulates activity in the olfactory bulb and related brain areas, improving odor detection and identification. After ovulation, progesterone levels rise, which may slightly reduce olfactory sensitivity. This hormonal rhythm explains why a woman's sense of smell can subtly change over the month. Such fluctuations are often unnoticed in daily life, but have been confirmed through laboratory odor tests. Understanding these variations has applications in medical diagnostics, perfumery, and flavor science, where olfactory perception plays a critical role. Greater pain tolerance during childbirth. Childbirth is one of the most intense and physically demanding experiences the human body can endure. Despite the severe pain associated with labor, women's bodies have built-in mechanisms to help manage and survive the process. One key factor is the release of endorphins, powerful natural painkillers produced by the brain. These chemicals bind to opioid receptors, reducing pain perception and creating a calming effect that helps the mother remain focused and functional. Another hormone, oxytocin, plays a dual role during labor. It stimulates strong uterine contractions to aid delivery and simultaneously promotes feelings of bonding, safety, and resilience. This unique combination of hormonal actions is critical for both survival and emotional well-being. Pain tolerance in childbirth also has psychological components. Emotional preparation, supportive birth environments, and cultural attitudes toward labor can greatly influence how pain is perceived. From an evolutionary perspective, higher pain thresholds were essential. Without medical interventions in ancient times, women needed to withstand long hours of labor and still be able to care for their newborns immediately afterward. Research shows that pain sensitivity in women changes over time, with tolerance often increasing during late pregnancy due to hormonal influences from estrogen and progesterone. These changes prepare the body for the extreme demands of birth. While modern medicine offers many pain relief options such as epidurals and breathing techniques, the biological adaptations that allow women to endure childbirth remain a remarkable example of human survival and reproductive success. Women's hearts beat faster. Women's hearts naturally beat faster at rest compared to men's by about 5 to 7 beats per minute on average. This difference is due to variations in heart size, hormonal influences, and nervous system regulation. Women tend to have slightly smaller hearts and left ventricles, meaning each heartbeat pumps a smaller volume of blood. To maintain adequate circulation, the heart compensates by beating more frequently. Estrogen also impacts cardiovascular function by improving blood vessel elasticity and influencing heart rate regulation. Additionally, the autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary processes, is tuned differently in women, often with higher parasympathetic tone at rest and a more responsive heart rate. Adjustment during physical activity. These differences are especially pronounced during pregnancy, when blood volume increases by up to 50% to support both mother and fetus. The heart rate may rise by an additional 10-20 beats per minute during this time to handle the extra demand. A faster heart rate in women is not an indicator of poor health. In fact, it is part of normal physiology. Understanding these differences is important in medicine and sports science, as diagnostic tools and training programs often need to account for sex-based variations in cardiovascular performance. Studies also suggest that women's hearts may recover faster after exercise, a potential benefit in endurance sports. These insights are helping shape more personalized approaches in both athletic training and cardiac health care. Higher fat percentage by nature. Women naturally have a higher body fat percentage than men, even when both are healthy and fit. On average, women's bodies contain about 6–11% more fat, distributed differently across the body. This is not a sign of poor health. It is a biological adaptation essential for reproduction, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. Estrogen plays a central role in fat storage, encouraging deposits in the hips, thighs, and buttocks. These fat stores serve as an energy reserve for fetal development and milk production after birth. Unlike visceral fat stored around the organs, which is linked to health risks, much of women's additional fat is subcutaneous, stored under the skin, and generally less harmful. This fat distribution pattern also supports hormonal balance and fertility. During periods of scarcity in human history, women with adequate fat stores were more likely to survive pregnancy and successfully nourish their infants. Even elite female athletes have higher body fat percentages than their male counterparts, yet this does not prevent them from achieving peak performance. In fact, adequate fat levels help maintain menstrual cycles and prevent conditions like amenorrhea, which can occur if body fat drops too low. Understanding this natural difference is important in fitness, medicine, and public health. It highlights why ideal body fat ranges must be assessed differently for men and women, and why extremely low body fat in women can have serious health consequences. Brain changes during pregnancy. Pregnancy triggers profound changes not just in a woman's body, but also in her brain. Research using MRI scans has shown that certain brain regions, especially those involved in social cognition, empathy, and emotional bonding, undergo structural changes during pregnancy. These adaptations are thought to prepare mothers for the challenges of caring for a newborn. Hormones such as estrogen, progesterone, and oxytocin surge during pregnancy, influencing neural pathways and brain plasticity. These changes can enhance a mother's ability to recognize her baby's needs, respond to emotional cues, and form strong attachments. Some studies have found that these brain changes can persist for years after childbirth, suggesting long-term reorganization of neural networks. The areas most affected are within the prefrontal cortex and limbic system regions linked to emotional processing, decision making, and memory. From an evolutionary perspective, these changes improve maternal instincts and caregiving behaviors, increasing the survival chances of the infant. While some women experience pregnancy brain or temporary forgetfulness during this period, scientists believe this is a side effect of the brain prioritizing social and emotional functions over other types of memory. Importantly, these neurological adaptations are a natural and healthy part of reproduction, demonstrating the brain's remarkable ability to rewire itself in response to life's most important events.